Hello everybody. This is the planet Earth. Today is 24. Wow. I just wanted to have this little conversation with you guys. So, anxiety. Let's talk about it for a sec, okay? We talk about it every year, every month. But I have something a little more in detail on how bad it is. Anxiety is something that you do not want to have. If you develop something like this, it will ruin your life. It'll ruin your love life. It'll ruin your financial life. It'll ruin your life. I mean, it will internally make you suffer. And no matter how many times you tell yourself it's going to be okay, every single time you say it, every single time you do it, it doesn't get better. For people with really bad anxiety, it does not get better. It gets worse as you age. In my case, it gets worse. In some people's, it gets better. But what happens is, as you age, your panic attacks may slow down, but your anxiety will get worse. Yeah. So as you age, your panic attacks will get better, but your generalized anxiety will get worse. And it'll just get worse and worse and worse. It'll leave you in a state of always on edge. And no matter where you go, if it's a real bad anxiety disorder, it will never stop. No matter what medications you take, you will be able to have maybe some temporary relief from medication, antidepressants, or maybe benzodiazepines, or maybe Benadryl, or Vistrol, or some other medication. I'm not a doctor, so you can't tell me nothing. And I can't tell you nothing. I can't recommend anything. But if you don't capture the anxiety as a young age, you're pretty much fudged. Because I've seen millions and millions and millions of people that are having panic attacks all the time and anxiety disorders. They don't ever get better. They can manage their symptoms, but they never get better over the. I mean, it's something with the brain. There's something there. For people with anxiety, it just never goes away. You got palpitations. You got fake chest pain that can be real, quote unquote. Fake, real chest pain, if that makes sense. You got the shortness of breath feeling, the rapid pulse, the flushing. You got rapid pulse, trouble swallowing, not really swallowing, but breathing. You got like a, oh my God, I cannot breathe type of feeling that may last from 5 to 30 to 40 minutes before kind of letting up through the adrenaline rush. And then you get the rapid heart rate. If you are in an airplane, you're going to go into a massive panic attack. If you are in a car, you're going to want to pull over. You're going to want to almost dial emergency services where you're at. It might get to that point where you're going to dial emergency services. It may not, but it'll be very close. If it's a massive panic attack, you may get scared, dial emergency. If you're at home, you might dial emergency if you cannot calm it down. What do a lot of people usually do for their panic attacks? Usually, well, 1, they take a benzodiazepine. 2, they take a antidepressant medication. 3, they may take an antipsychotic medication. 4, they may take a beta blocker, alpha blocker. Might. I'm not saying that they will. Might. It just depends on the paranoia of the doctors. And if you have any addiction issues. Unfortunately, people with anxiety are shunned by society, looked down upon society permanently. There's a bias against people who have anxiety. Even though they don't see you suffering, it's very real. It's very real and it's very extreme. So people that are suffering from anxiety, they suffer every single day, multiple times a day, sometimes every minute. They can't drive, they cannot focus, they can't do anything, they can't think clearly, they can't do nothing, because anxiety is always hurting them, physically, mentally, emotionally. It never goes away, truly. Something is rewired, in my opinion, something has happened to the brain that was traumatic. My opinion, it could be genetically, but something I think triggered that person's permanent anxiety to be on a high level all the time, consistently. I genuinely believe some sort of trauma happened to their brain when they were a kid. I genuinely believe that in some way or another. I believe that is a realm of possibility. And it will never stop. No matter how old you get, it never stops. Never goes away. It just gets worse and worse. And as you age, the panic attacks may slow down, but then you just have this nasty, disgusting after anxiety. I call it after anxiety because it just never stops. It never calms down. It's a consistent, high level, generalized anxiety, which is 1,000,000,000 times worse than a panic attack. I hate to say that. I mean, I have been scared crapless through panic attacks. Just the worst fear possible. But it usually takes me a lot to get into a full-blown panic attack. So, at the end of the day, it gets to a point where anxiety becomes so extreme that medication doesn't work anymore. To that point, it can get to a point where even medication won't help you. I'm at that point. And I've been at that point for years. There are some days where I feel completely calm and normal, and then there's just some days where I feel completely panicky. Palpitations, rapid heartbeats. It never ends. This shit never ends. It never ends. It never ends for at least specifically me. So I can't enjoy life. I literally cannot enjoy it. I go to a park. I sit down. I'm gonna get robbed. I go to maybe get a snack. I'm gonna choke in my car. Who thinks like that? I'm gonna drive a few hundred miles. Oh, I'm gonna step off the road. Imagine that. I go into a store, you're gonna die right there. Cardiac arrest, right there. Right there. That's where you're gonna die. How does the brain come up with this shit? Maybe anxiety is a light schizophrenic. Yeah, like maybe anxiety is a light schizophrenic in some way. It has to be. Because it's constantly reminding you that you're suffering. It has to remind you, hey, bud, you're going to die right there. When you walk into that store, you're going to collapse right there. That's where you're going to collapse. Imagine that. Imagine for 20 plus years. Okay, imagine that for 20 plus years. You walk into that store, you're going to collapse. That's where you're going to collapse. You're not going to collapse in the driveway. You're not going to collapse in the parking lot. Nope, you're going to collapse right in front of everybody, and you're not going to know what happened. What kind of thinking is that? But it happens every single day with me. This is where you're going to die, man. Oh, getting on the airplane. That's the seat that you're going to crash in. What the fuck kind of thinking is that? Go into the lavatory, you're gonna get sucked to the lavatory somehow, even though I know that's not really possible. I mean, it could happen. If there's decompression on the airplane, yeah, I mean, technically you could get sucked through the toilet, but it would have to happen right where the tank is for you to actually get sucked through the toilet. It's extremely unlikely. But nope, the brain got to think about that, huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, the brain's got to think about that, doesn't it? Oh yeah, of course. Because the brain just can't leave you alone. Oh no. Oh no, you got to suffer. Oh, no, you gotta suffer. Oh, what does your family think of you, huh? What does your friends think of you? Oh, no. What does your boyfriend or girlfriend think of you? Oh, no. You wanna go in that store? You're gonna die right there in that store. For what? For what fudging reason do people with anxiety think like that? It's like a hypochondria on steroids, but not as extreme of the hypochondria part, but the paranoia of dying itself, the process of dying, I guess is what re-triggers that anxiety. And it never stops. Never stops. And at this point, it's never gonna stop. Now, living with it is a bitch. Go to New York City, panic. Go to Pennsylvania, panic. Go to Texas. You gotta start panicking yet? You missed a phone call, panic. You hit a bump, panic. Your axle's broken. The TPMS sensor light comes up, panic. You got a little low flat tire, motherfucker, you're gonna panic, right? Hello, brain. Brain to bend, Panic, it's time to panic. You got a TPMS light. That tire pressure could be at 29 PSI. The light comes on. Panic. Because it's cold. But people without anxiety will be like, I'm gonna go air it up. And people with anxiety will be like, panic alert, red alert, your tire pressure's low, panic. That's what people with really bad anxiety suffer with. They see a light on the dash of their vehicle, panic. They come home and the computer's not working, panic. They go into a crowd with lots of lights or flashing like a rave, panic. I think, I don't know what causes anxiety technically. It could be nutritional deficiencies, but mainly I just think it was the upbringing. A bad upbringing or a violent upbringing causes it. I can't think of nothing else. I can't think of nothing else. I think it is caused by a violent childhood, or if not a violent childhood, something else. It's not normal. I'm telling you, it's not even normal. In most third world countries, even in first world countries, people who have anxiety can live a very good life. I mean, they can live a good life, man. Matter of fact, if they don't have anxiety on a normal basis, they're going to live a great life. Even if they're not living the richest life or well-off life, they're still living a way better life than a lot of us. Because they're not panicking. So they're able to, I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to go to work every day, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. That's it. And they're done. Nah. We can't have you not panicking, Ben. The brain is literally telling you a red alert on everything. The brain has been rewired physically, to tell you, you're fucked. That's literally what the brain is telling me. You're done. You're fucked. How do you like those apples? That the brain is rewired to think that everyday things are red alerts. Red flags everywhere. I see an American flag, it's a red flag. I see a tree, it's a red flag. That's what generalized anxiety does. It's so much worse than a panic attack. Oh, I see these power lines, red flag, even though they don't bother me, but red flag. Yep. That's how bad anxiety can get, and people don't understand it. They think it's like that because they cannot physically see it. Does that make sense? To anybody? Does that make sense to anybody? Yes or no? That's what people literally think. Do you guys understand? Yeah. Everyday things bother people with anxiety disorders. Everyday things. Just driving. Casual rainstorm for the Northeast. That kind of thing. You know, rust. Whatever. Just a casual. No panic! You're going to slide off this road, man. You're going to slide. You're going to get a flat tire. Every day. But it's not a thought that comes to the brain randomly. It's the fear. It's the fear of the thought itself. No joke. That's what anxiety is. It's not the actual thing that's happening right now. It's the fear of it happening. But our brain is not even telling us that, but subconsciously, I guess it is. Maybe. It's literally saying, hey, you're going to get a flat tire today. Hey, you're going to slip off the road and crash into a telephone pole by accident. Even though I'm going 50 miles an hour. No, the brain's saying, fuck you. That's what the brain's doing. Nope. The brain doesn't like you living. It's like the brain hates you somehow. The brain hates ourselves. There's no other explanation. The brain literally hates ourselves. To torture us ourselves. Think about it. Our own brain is torturing our own selves somehow. We tell the brain everything is fine. Oh no, you suffer today, man. No. What the fuck is that? The brain is literally telling me to go F myself. It's amazing. Isn't that amazing, though, when you think about it? Y'all don't think that's amazing that the brain can tell it to go F itself? The brain always feels in danger. Technically, if you want to get technical, the brain is telling me to go F myself. You're going to suffer today, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You suffer every day. I'm going to make your heart rate high when you least expect it, you motherfudger. The brain is abusing me. My brain is literally abusing myself. How is that even possible? I'm going to get technical. The brain is abusing us. It's like a self-infliction. If you want to get all technical, the brain is abusing ourselves. You people don't think that's shocking? That the brain is literally doing that? I mean, if you want to get all technical, our own brain is saying, go F yourself. In a weird way, not literally, but our own brain is programmed to hate its body, or maybe I don't even know at this point. I have no idea what the fudge is going on. I have no idea, guys. I'm sorry. I cannot answer this question for you. But one thing that I will tell you, it's not fair. If y'all have any opinions on the brain self-abusing itself, or if there is something going on that is dietary or physiological that's causing the brain to accept this misery, put it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Unbelievable that the brain could actually say that to itself. That's crazy.